Hi, 7th grade. Welcome to your first lesson of Topic 4, Write and Evaluate Algebraic Expressions. By the end of the lesson, I want you to be able to say, I can write and evaluate algebraic expressions. Let's solve and discuss it. Mr. Ramirez's class was playing a game in which students need to match sticky notes that have equivalent expressions. How can you sort the expressions into groups? Pause the video, write something down, and we will get some participation. Okay, hopefully a lot of you participated. Some thoughts I was having was we could simplify them. And after we simplified, we could see which expressions were equivalent, like they had the same terms. So we're looking at same terms. And also we could group them by number of terms. The number of terms are like 10p, that is one term. Like terms are separated by addition and subtraction symbols. Focus on math practicing. Is there more than one way to group the expressions? Give an example. Yes, well, we already talked about that. There's 3 different ways. All right, example 1, write expressions to represent situations. An automatic dog feeder dispenses 2/5 cup of dog food each day. I want you to really underline this word, each day. What expression can the dog owner use to determine the amount of food left in the container after D days? So that's very important. They already told us that we want to represent D for day. In the picture, it says we start with 20 cups of food. So if we look at the bar diagram, there's been 20 cups total. So we start with 20, and he's eating it. The dog is eating 2/3 each day, so it's being subtracted, or 2/5, sorry. So that's 2/5 days. So here's our equation, 20 minus 2/5 D. So we can plug in any number for D, solve the equation, and know how much food is left. Let's try it. Masumi started with $217 in her bank account. So this is what we're starting with. She deposits means to add, $25.50 each, there's that word each again, each week, and never withdraws any money. What expression can Masumi use to determine her account balance after W weeks? So they're telling us here's the W, that stands for the number of weeks. If it's $25.50 each week, we're going to put $25.50 here and our starting amount here. So 217 plus 25.50 W. How did you determine which value to use for the constant and which value to use for the coefficient? Okay, well, first of all, constant, let's define this. Constant is the number in front of the variable. So the number in front of variable. Oh, no, that's wrong. That's the coefficient. So coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Constant is the number you start with. So it's what you already have. You can know it's the number in front of the variable. You know it's the coefficient because of the words each or per. Those are going to be our buzzwords for that. Example 2, evaluate expressions. The expression 999D plus 1299C can be used to find the total cost D pounds of almonds, so almonds are D, and C pounds of cashews. Cashews are C. How much does it cost to buy 1.5 pounds of almonds? So that's going to be my D. And 2.5 pounds of cashews, that's C. So you can see that they substituted those in. Here's our 1.5 for almonds, because the total cost of almonds was $9.99. Here's our 2.5 for cashews. Following the rules of PEMDAS, we multiply first. So they multiplied 9099 times 1.5. Remember, you can change that 1.5 to a decimal and plug it into your calculator. Same with 2.5, that's 2.5. Once they multiplied it, then they add it. So it cost $47.46 to buy 1.5 pounds of almonds and 2.5 pounds of cashews. Let's try it. The cost to rent a scooter is $15.50 per hour. Here's that word per. And the cost to rent a new watercraft is $22.80 per hour. So we know those numbers are going to be our coefficients to the variable. And here we go. They wrote the equation for us. 15.5s plus 22.8w. To determine how much it would cost to rent a scooter for 3.5 hours, so that's 3.5, and it's scooter, so that's going to be our S. And a watercraft for 1 3/4 hours, so that's 1.75, think of quarters, and that's the watercraft. So I'm going to rewrite our equation, 15.5, and instead of instead of S, I'm going to put 3.5 plus 22.8. Instead of W, I'm putting 1.75. Now I'm following the rules of PEMDAS. I need to multiply first. So I do 15.5 times 3.5 to get 54.25 plus, then I do 22.8 times 1.75 is 39.9. Last but not least, add those together, and we get, and we're talking money, so $94.15. Example number 3. Write and evaluate expressions. Malik and 2 friends earned M dollars in 1 week doing odd jobs. They split the earnings so that each friend gets 1/3 of the total earnings. So each person gets 1/3. Malik uses 32.50 of his earnings on lunch each week. Last week, the 3 friends earned $9.63. How much money did Malik have after paying for lunch? Write an expression to represent how much Malik had left. Then evaluate the expression for the given value. So here we have our 1/3 of the total. So M's going to be the total. We're going to subtract 32.50. Plug in 963. You could have also just thought this through. I knew there was $963. We divide that by 3 because there's 3 friends. And then from that answer, you subtract his money for lunch. Try it. Amelia earns $8.74 per hour plus a gas allowance of $3.50 per day. Here this is again, per. How much does Amelia's job pay in a day when she works 5.5 hours? Write an expression to evaluate 5.5 hours. And this is in 1 day. So first we're going to write an expression. So we know she earns $8.74, and that's per hour. So it's $8.74H. And then they give her a gas allowance of $3.50 per day. Well, if we know it's 1 day, D equals 1, and she works 5.5 hours, so H equals 5.5. So we're going to rewrite our equation and substitute for the variables. So instead of H, we put 5.5. Instead of D, we put 1. PEMDAS, we have to multiply first. So 8.74 times 5.5 gives me 48.07 plus 350 times 1 is 350. Add those together. Gives us a total of $51.57 that she made in 5.5 hours. Okay, 7th grade. Let's say it. Ken, write and evaluate algebraic expressions. Have a great day.